trying to get on so that your mics work.
Oh, yes, I did. Yep.
Yeah.
That was me. So, I do have a question.
Oh, okay. You're my neighbor. I live actually right behind my dad now.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, I live on Primer Drive.
Workshop is tomorrow.
Yeah, what I'm saying is,
I don't have voice for the
we had
No phone.
Whitaken.
Wadekin, James Wadekin.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And so we
Are we
went over
supposed to
and
be
got
there? Because I have to be.
Berkeley come over.
Yeah, that dance troupe. Yeah, was it? I think it was an Alvin Ailey dance
Well,
troupe,
we're
wasn't
supposed to
it?
be after the workshop.
I believe it's just a staff workshop.
Phoenix.
Required?
Do you have to have a workshop in order for license? I don't know the answer to that.
He really tried. He tried to do something really good for that department and for the theater, and
Suggested. Because
I still see him every once in a while just on Facebook and stuff, and he seems like he's doing well, and he's still teaching, and he wrote a play, I think.
I don't. It's on the website.
Well, he actually, I think he's in somewhere like Phoenix, but I'm not completely sure. He looks like it's always very dry and desert when he's taking pictures of his home and stuff.
Well, would you, we're working for a grant for the county office of that, and ask people, potentially, speaking now, if you have early arts experiences that you think helped you be successful. Like, we're not talking project training, with the people. But then,
How are you? Yes, he is.
For what?
in our early arts,
I can't find my.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I'm just, basically what students had.
Well, I have several. Let's see. Which one should I pull out? We didn't take a bunch of these yet. We could use one of these.
No, we would.
Let's see. There's Joseph. There it is.
well, we're doing some research on trying to get grants for kids in
Michelle. Hi.
well, like, you took drama, right? You didn't take drama before. Like the class nights and something tutorial. That maybe a really nice thing. That's the main goal.
Okay, cool.
Anyway, you think about it, buddy.
What are you, so, and who are you looking for?
For this one,
Yeah.
Oh, well, no, I think Jess is coming in.
Yeah, main of which is.
Supposed to.
And so people who have kind of had an impoverished background, who use the arts in the local food
Yeah, like Nia, Dr. Bentley, he was my student.
They're asking me questions.
And tied up in middle school.
Is it okay to ask questions?
Right.
Or data, so you were wanting to see.
There'll be a time when you can.
Okay.
There is a procedure.
Okay, let me think about it. I know I've got to have somebody roll around with my head that fits that description.
They have some of the little papers there for them.
We do. There are blue comment cards over here if you would like to speak. And then Michelle, what is your preference? Do you want me calling them or do you want to call them?
It doesn't matter. You may call them.
Okay.
Well, I don't know. If I say, my question is, because it says the deadline is 4 p.m., but I assume the meeting's still going to be going past 4, so that's what my question is about, the applications for the $30,000.
What's the rate on?
Well, it says deadline is 4 p.m. on November 9th, which is today.
No, November 9th.
Today's
Oh,
October.
October, never mind. I had questions that, I was like, how was that today? And then never
Hey, I
mind.
know, those months.
Thank you,
come
sorry
and
about
go.
that.
Let's come and go. We understand. So, but if you wish to ask a question and it's on the agenda, the blue cards.
Okay.
Yeah, there is a period of time when someone can speak on non-agenda items.
Okay. We still ask for the blue cards for those two.
And that's at the end of the session.
I need it.
They're off the wall right over here.
Yeah.
Michelle, your agenda has changed a little bit around. When I created these agendas, we're moving into an automated system, and so one of the things that I did was make the Arts, Parks, and Planning Commission agendas look similar to make it a little bit easier for the automated agenda system. Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Well, if you look under the instructions for individuals to speak, the next item is public comment. Oops, and it says planning commission still. We're getting there. The planning, the other ones are up here.
Oh. Council meetings, they go on for several,
Yeah.
and you're waiting till the end of the meeting to talk, people will leave.
Oh my gosh.
There it is. Absolutely. Are you ready?
And now it says whether we're being broadcast and live. So
Yeah, I don't know.
we are actually, because we weren't, and I was kind of, not that it mattered in a way, but it seemed like we should have been. So we're live. Remember that, we're live.
And then when we start, we'll want to make sure that we're using our mics because that's the only thing that the video picks up on. Well, and I was already looking. I think I was looking. I put planning there. There it says parks. I like because I was trying to get it out so quick. I like because it was Thursday, like end of the day, trying to get it out.
Okay. We're going to call the meeting to order. The Oroville Arts Commission is meeting. It is Tuesday, October 9th, 2018, and this is the regular meeting. So may we have the roll call, please?
Commissioner Del Rosario, Commissioner Legrone,
Here.
Commissioner Wentz, Commissioner Draper, Chairperson Khan,
Here.
Vice Chairperson Tamori.
And we'll have the Pledge of Allegiance, please. Amanda?
Stand and salute.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. I'm going to read the instructions for those who wish to speak. If you would like to address the Commission at this meeting, you are requested to complete the blue speaker request form. They're located on the wall by the agendas, and hand it to the city clerk, who is seated on the right side of the council chamber. The form assists the clerk with minute taking and assists the chair in conducting an orderly meeting. Providing personal information on the form is voluntary. For schedule agenda items, please submit the form prior to the conclusion of the staff presentation for that item. The Commission has established time limits of 3 minutes per speaker on all items and an overall time limit of 30 minutes for non-agenda items. If more than 10 speaker cards are submitted for the non-agenda items, the time limitation will be reduced to 2 minutes per speaker. If more than 15 speaker cards are submitted for non-agenda items, the first 15 speakers will be randomly selected to speak at the beginning of the meeting, with the remaining speakers given an opportunity at the end. And then I'm not going to move the code, okay? So this is time for public comment. Is there anyone who wishes to speak to us? Are we good? And thank you for coming, by the way. We don't generally see very many faces here. We would like to see more. So you could help us make, give us some input so we know, I don't know, some other things to do maybe for the arts. So in correspondence, there's none been submitted. We should next move to the approval of the minutes.
So we do not have any minutes at this time. We will have 3 different sets of minutes for you guys at the January meeting to approve.
Okay, so there's nothing to approve at this moment. There's no public hearings, regular business. We're moving right along. Notice how quickly this is. Oh, here we go. Here's Marlene. And then discussion items. So these are information, discussion, and possible staff direction regarding the following items. What it boils down to as far as discussion items is if there's items, these items are not on the agenda as agenda items, they're discussion items. We can talk about them, but there's no decisions that are made on them. We can only direct staff to address them and bring them back later, essentially is what it is. So, first item on the discussion items is Arts NOFA released. So the NOFA has been, you sent out the notification, and you there have been scheduled a workshop, and the workshop is tomorrow, I understand? No.
October
15th?
Yeah, October 15th at 3 o'clock.
October 15th at 3 p.m. And do we know if at the last NOFA we had the commission was there? And so we sat in with the people who came in to do the workshop, but that is not a requirement of this time.
I am not sure. I can look into that, and I will let you guys know.
Okay. You guys, that way we'll know if we. Is there any other questions about you want to ask about the release?
Well, at the workshop, are we required to be there to answer questions, or will it be the city
Staff?
I mean, or
I believe I'll be putting the presentation on, so bear with me. I'm still learning with everyone, but if that's, if it's not against any rule, I believe that it would be a great idea to have you guys there, or at least whoever can be there. But again, I'll look into that and see if there's any rules against it.
So for the workshop, she said 3 p.m. on the 15th, correct?
Next
October 15th.
Monday.
I think that they have probably scheduled a certain amount of time, but it depends on who shows up as to the length of the workshop.
Yeah, we are asking the public to RSVP. If you're looking to attend, you can RSVP with me. I do have some applications here. I don't know. You guys need one. I know somebody was asking for.
This is Cecilia Carmona. She is our liaison to the city, and that's who you would be contacting, correct?
Yes.
my understanding is it's not necessary to attend that workshop. It's just for people that have questions.
Correct.
Right.
The process is, there is a process for application for the NOFA. And because of that, it is suggested pretty strongly that you do attend so you understand the paperwork that you will be submitting. We did do a release of the NOFA, it's been 2 years ago, whenever it was, and released some money. And we had 5 or 6 applicants, and none of them completed the paperwork properly, so we had to have them come back. So the most important thing is if you have questions on the paperwork, if there's something you don't understand, then you should contact Cecilia and see if you do it properly. It'll make the whole process easier on both sides. Anything else?
No, it's the main thing. We have the money. Let's spend it to make Oroville a more beautiful place.
Yeah, we're looking forward to releasing the money. We really appreciate having some more art in the community, but we still have to go through the process because it is funds that were given, are collected by the city and it's being given out by the city, and so you do have to follow the steps. Any other questions? Any comments? I have for those of you, if you haven't seen it, I have the guidelines. Okay, well, could you see that because I'm sure, I don't know, I was at the first NOFA. Were you at the first NOFA, Dave?
Yeah.
Dave.
Yes.
Were you, Heidi?
No, I was in on changing them to make them.
To change them, so, yeah. So anyway, if you can get these to two of the others that are requesting, we have them, okay. So that they know what the process is. The next item on this discussion item, now again, hi Walton. Again, my mind's going somewhere else. I've been to too many meetings today. So we'll move on to 2, which is the mural contest. And there, we've had that discussion before. Who would like to talk on that? How about you, Heidi?
Did we get clarification if we can use the art money for a mural contest?
So Bill did say that at this point in time that the mural contest would be more of a just people should submit applications to the NOFA for murals, not in the form of a contest, and that it should be approved the same way any other art project would be approved.
Okay, then maybe we'll revisit it next year.
Yeah, we can always revisit.
Yeah, we can revisit it.
Any other questions on the mural contest? If for those in the audience, this came from a project we happened to see in Lincoln. They had done a mural project, an alley project with murals, and they had had a contest, and they were able to put, they had several murals anyway in the alley. And we thought it was a good idea. We'd like to see it happen, but again, we have to develop it. So. Any other questions? Anyone on that? Okay. The rededication for the Ishii painting. Now, the Ishii mural was put up. This was our first NOFA project, and it was done by Shyla Cook, and it was the one that actually passed the NOFA process because she completed the paperwork. And it's been done, but we have not had a dedication of that mural. And we would like to recognize the work that Shyla has done, and also the fact that the money was released by the city for beautification, and we'd like some good news about that also. So anyway, what do you want to see done for the rededication? I mean, how does this board feel? I know we need a date and an event. What we do, but we're giving direction to staff. So what would we like to see?
So and specifically, we do need a date is what we're looking for.
Okay, a date, okay. Dates.
I would say pick a date that's convenient for as many people to be there. I mean, as far as this, I'd like to see city council members there, certainly. So, and you guys are probably more aware of their calendars than we are. But I think that we'd like to, all of us, of course, would like to be there, but also we'd like to see, the city council people there as well. Before the end of the year would be nice.
What would be convenient for it? I mean, this month, next month?
I just want, now the things cross my mind, so you have to excuse this. So we're having a NOFA workshop on the 15th at 3 p.m. Would it be advisable to do it around that period of time for those who are interested in the NOFA, in the mural? I mean, doing the artwork from the NOFA. That's just a suggestion, just an idea, because that would mean it not only would emphasize the NOFA itself, the new one, it would emphasize what we've already done.
Or if we could even do it before that and possibly get it into the paper, and that would help to boost, possibly people coming to the workshop and applying for this NOFA.
But that's next week.
I know.
Next weekend is the Hmong Festival. We need to keep that in mind. But I think the following weekend would be great. I know it would be after.
Well, yeah, maybe we should move after. This next week is my class reunion, and I'm also involved in that. So that, I mean, that's my time is taken for like 3 days out of the 7, maybe 4.
What if it was done on the afternoon of before the council meeting? Because the council members might kind of have that day already reserved. You could do it. I don't know what was done last time. Is it like an hour long? Or
we did not have one.
I don't even think it would be that long. It's just basically,
15, 20 minutes.
15, 20 minutes.
And would it be here in the chamber?
No.
No,
Yeah.
at the site.
At the site.
for where the mural's at.
And where is it?
On BCOE grounds.
So within walking distance?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, it's just a couple blocks. It's just,
Because I was thinking, what if you had it like at 4 in the afternoon on the council day, or 3 or something like that?
that's a great suggestion.
Yeah. 4 o'clock would be great.
4 o'clock in the afternoon, and we can just pick the date. Now, they meet on
The 16th.
Like next Tuesday?
the 16th.
Yep.
Can you get it together that quick? I guess it doesn't matter. It's really just a photo op, isn't it, essentially?
Well, it seemed like you would want to have a little bit of a background on why it was done. And because it's, I think that, as I recall, BCOE put in some of the funding to get the project going, so you'd
No.
want to.
I don't think
Oh, I didn't. I thought they had half of.
maybe.
Now, is this a rededication? So it was
It
done
was-
once before,
it
so we could
hasn't-
look up and see? It hasn't been done at all?
It's not
Okay.
really. It was never done.
Okay.
It was just. I mean, the work was complete, and nothing was done about it other than that. That we said, "Oh, nice, it's done."
Who do you think should be involved? And we could try and coordinate those people with your commission. And
Well, certainly Shyla Cook should be there. We need to make sure that she can be there and be available.
She's the artist.
that's a good idea.
Yes, and then I think, members of the Art Commission and, city staff, if whoever,
And then
of you that's left,
yeah, and who,
and the city council, and then, perhaps put a blurb out on the city's website about the the dedication ceremony and let people know, so if they would like to go.
And would you like an arts commissioner to make the opening comments and then have a council member or the mayor?
I would say that probably yes.
So like have you head it up and
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not really, but yeah.
kind of, yeah, and then put together a little agenda.
Right. And
Okay.
Sure.
I would suggest you'd also include Butte County Office of Education and Leadership because it's on their grounds. And
And do you know who that is?
well, Tim Taylor would be the superintendent of schools. Mary Sakuma is assistant superintendent, or their designee, or
What's Mary's last name?
Sakuma. Don't ask me to spell it. I have trouble with Japanese.
Okay. All right. Well, we can
Oh.
do that. 1 or 2 or both, and then
Is Tim Taylor still? I mean, till the end of the year. Is that what it is? He's leaving, so.
I mean, they might let a lot of the employees come out and see the thing too. I mean,
yeah. Well,
although
we'll put something together and have Michelle take a look at it, and then
okay, yay.
And just give me an outline, and I can tell me where I'm supposed to go.
okay.
And
So
a
we'll
date again?
tentatively schedule it for next Tuesday, October 16th at 4 p.m.
Okay.
and say if the artist is available, and then if not, we'll have her pick a date and we'll go from there.
Okay.
Sometime before the end of this month, I think, probably.
So that's the rededication. I skipped over the alley project. Well, the alley project, the mural project. So yeah, that's it. Yeah, it is. Yeah, they were. So number 4, Voice for the Arts recognition. That also kind of goes with the mural project, or with the dedication. We have this logo, and this logo is really supposed to go on anything that we fund through our NOFA. That's part of the Voice for the Arts recognition?
A couple of things. Also, with the Ishii mural painting, we are going to be looking at getting we're going to get in touch with Shyla to get the logo on the Ishii mural. The Voice for the Arts is actually, you have a staff report from City Council in front of you.
Yeah. Oh, that's the recognition one.
Yes. Okay. I just found this like 10 minutes before the meeting So what it looks like, what I really need from you guys is just direction on if you still want the applications to be opened. It looks like in the past they were accepted during the month of December and then reviewed by you guys in January and recommended at the council for approval in February. And then it says on the backside there was a deadline of Monday, December 18th, 2017. So I just need some updates on that info.
So for those in the audience, this part of the Voice for the Arts is a recognition of someone who's done something within the community to advance the arts in some manner. And it's sort of like the Sam Norris Award in a way, which is a recognition of an individual that's been done notable things for the city. So we were looking at giving recognition to persons who have done, like I said, something in the arts, not necessarily just visual arts, but the other forms of the arts, and have helped enhance the art community in Oroville. And Dave was working on that, so Dave can make more comments about what it is.
So again, the Voice for the Arts Committee, we determined that it would be a nice PR move to have a discussion or involve different organizations that are involved with the arts to submit a nominee. And the idea was to cause a little bit of interest as to, okay, we have this award, and a discussion of who might be a significant contributor to the community. And then in the long run, it would just increase the interest, the public interest in the arts. So we need to just get this out and publicize it and start getting some nominations, and then figure out how to pick the one we want to recognize for the first year. What happened was we wanted to get this all done when we had it all approved and whatnot, but in time for the mayor's State of the City report last year, and then that's when we ran into some problems, and it didn't come. So we want to make sure we try to get it going.
Would you want to put some kind of announcement of that at the dedication of the Ishi?
That'd be a good idea.
Maybe you could speak on behalf of the Arts Commission, and
be glad to.
Maybe, I don't know, you could even say a holiday theme, some kind of holiday theme art, just to make it maybe, or would that make it too difficult? I was thinking just to get in, like kick off the holiday season, recognize some kind of holiday art, or...
Oh, no, this would be more...
this would be for all art, then?
No, this would be for recognizing individuals that had made a contribution to the...
Oh, not an art piece.
Not an art piece.
Okay.
No, it's not an art piece. It's, again, there's community members, there's organizations that support the arts, there's, programs that have been, put on. I mean, I'm just... One off the top of my head is the YMCA is doing a free drama workshop for kids, and they're going to do a play in conjunction with Birdcage Theater. So, that's a worthy of recognition, and they do that continuously. And of course, the obvious is the stage group that,
or Oroville Community Band.
Oh, and then we have the.
I mean, so there's a lot of groups. Ted Hansen.
Yeah, Ted Hansen at Brushstrokes. He's done lots of things for the community as far as the arts.
4 nominees already.
So,
So see, there's that, and it's
Okay.
really just a recognition and a certificate or some sort of a proclamation, or just very similar to the Sam Norris Award, except that we're trying to focus on the arts.
So question for those of you, and Marlene might know the answer. Was this ever actually brought to the council for approval, the original program?
It was approved.
Okay. So then, so really, if you guys are okay with the December being the month that we accept applications and then reviewing it in January at your guys' meeting, I just would, we just need a deadline that you want them submitted by in December.
December 15th? I'd say December 15th, just simply because then the holidays are upon us.
So December 15th is a Saturday. Remember, City Hall is only open Monday through Thursday till 5.
Yeah,
so it'd either be the 13th or the 20th.
The 20th, then I'd say a little longer. Wouldn't you?
Sure.
Does that agree with that? Everyone agree with that?
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll put December 20th on there, and then
the selection process, we'll be working on the selection process because we haven't done it before, and then we'll have a better idea of how to go about that once we get the applications.
I do have two questions. One is, will it be called the Voice of Arts? Will that be the name of it? And will the council vote on this, or will this group vote on who?
Well, according to the wording, we pick the person and then we send it to city council for approval.
The Voice for the Arts was our little subcommittee that created the award idea, but I'm not sure if that sounds like an appropriate title. Maybe we have to think about that and come up with a better.
It's fine.
Or is it okay?
I think it's good.
I think it's fine.
Oh, okay. Well, good.
I think it should be more than just a piece of paper, a proclamation. I think it should have a statute or something that goes with it.
They have here the items. They were talking about doing a perpetual plaque, like where you just have it and then you add the names as it goes down, or is that cost. It shows on the second page that it would be,
A perpetual
a
plaque.
perpetual's $100, an individual plaque's $70, and anyway, those would be something that, if nothing else, one of us would, we may get somebody to donate for that to begin with, if nothing else. But anyway, it would be a permanent up on the wall here in City Council, and then the person themselves, I think, would get the certificate. Yeah, individuals, but we can think about that, and because we can't make decisions too much, so it may put this on the agenda, and we'll. Oh, if we meet again very soon. We'll see. We may have to meet again pretty soon because of the these addressing these items, and since they're not on agenda, we have to maybe make some decisions next time. Is there any other discussion on that? Number 6 on the discussion items: a map for the website, art locations pinpointed. Any
Jesse's going to speak on this item.
Okay.
Hi, I'm Jesse. I work for the city, and my main job is GIS, which simply it's to make maps.
Okay.
So Mr. Legrone asked me to come in and talk to you and have you come up with maybe a list of locations of pieces of art around the city, I guess, and I could populate those in a map, and we could share it on the Facebook page and on the city website. It would be an interactive map that you could click on and maybe have a link to the picture of the mural or the piece of artwork, maybe some information about the artist when it was done. And we could even talk about, maybe we want to just do pieces that are commissioned by this commission. Whatever you guys want to do, it's up to you.
I think right now we were looking at broadening it and trying to point out the different locations so the people know that there actually is art in Oroville. By the way, there's a new mural at the Oroville Hospital. I just noticed that the other day when I was there. So anyway, something like that, just the location of where they are. We can help you identify those, the ones. Okay. I guess what we should do is let's each of us think about it and decide. We can give a list, and then if we happen to duplicate, it's okay.
Yeah.
He can figure that out. Yeah. Okay.
And we can always add to it in the future and keep it up to date.
So that's up to us, but we'll think about. Let's do that, sort of without saying.
Add them to some of them to the green line list. I mean, it's the museums. Is it possible to add the artwork to that, the murals and things?
Depending on where they are, I think.
No, I don't think so.
So as we discover these different ones, or the ones that we already know, we submit it to you, and then.
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
So it'd be like an ongoing process. And
yeah.
You could just, if we duplicate, you just cross it out.
Yeah, okay. And we could. Yeah, that'd be fine.
Yeah, you could email the clerk's office, and we'll route them to.
Okay.
So that's how we will start, and we'll try to give them as close a location as we can. Walton has one actually in front of the CCC, and to start with. So.
And actually, once we get the map built, there are apps available that I could make available to you that you could keep adding things as they pop up. So you could take a picture of it. It would use your GPS on your phone, and you could add notes and submit it, and that would pretty much update the map on the website
if we did
live.
That. If we're that handy with our phones.
Yes.
Okay.
It's pretty easy, and I could help you learn how to do it.
Great.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Anything, so that would be, the whole idea of we're trying to make the public more aware of what is here in Oroville as far as the arts is concerned. And anyway, that's what we're working for.
Can I please have the email address that we're supposed to send that to? So we're just simply, we just want to take a picture of the art. Can you guys hear me? Sorry.
Yes.
Turn it on.
Press that little button on your
There we go. Thank you. There we go. Now I can hear it. Take a picture of the art, of the public art, specifically, something that the public can see, and send an email so that we can ultimately just categorize, label, keep track of everything. Is that the whole point of this project? It's not
To make it available to the public,
just
yes, so they
can available of what's out there. Okay. Can I have the email address of where?
It's cityclerk@cityoforville.org.
And probably in the title line, just put artwork or something like that.
And just make sure you you put what it is, where it is, all that, so that it goes, when Jesse gets it, he understands what.
And some of the items we may not know who, we probably can do some research, but I mean, there's murals and things that were done a long time ago that we have no idea who did them.
Or at least where it is.
Yeah, but we can.
Somebody out there might know.
Yeah. I'm sure I know a few people who would know. Yes, Jill?
Could you please repeat that? So cityclerk@cityoforville.org?
Yes.
Yes.
Did you want public to submit that to you? You want us to?
Well, I think if the public knows of one, they can send it in as
Okay.
well, and we'll just check it out.
Okay.
Is this murals only?
No.
Okay, any work of art.
Yeah, Walton's is a sculpture. And his is a CCC, and it's Walton Walker, and it's salmon.
Very nice.
So
cool.
it's already reported. It's
Yeah,
there.
I'd say all public art.
Mm-hmm.
And if you think it may or may not be, send it in, and someone can make a determination. So.
Okay, 7, Arts Commission logo on the public. We just talked about that, funded by the arts. So we're working on that, correct? And that was one of the important things. If we're releasing this money, we wanted to let the public know that it was being backed by, this particular commission that is part of the city. So that's why we want that logo on there. And we'll work. There was question about size and color and all that sort of thing. The simpler, the better. Just something. And even if it's the size of that, I don't know. We'll have to figure it out. But just so it's there.
Sorry, I have a question about that. I know that it came up in a meeting. Somebody was asking if the art strictly has to be outside, or can it be an indoor thing? For example, the State Theater, a location where it's open to the public.
In a public place, I mean, for instance, the inside of the Oroville Inn is kind of a public place. So I suppose it would depend on what. You mean about what we do, what we fund.
Correct.
But essentially, I'm trying to recall, I think during our meetings, we were looking more at open spaces at the time. Okay. We can grow. And then 8's the PG&E boxes. Yeah, we've talked about those before. We'd like to have what we were requesting, if I remember right. We were requesting that we revisit that issue, and we get the information out that we have this process for doing the boxes, and we would like to see more of the PG&E boxes decorated. There's a lot of cities and towns who have done this, and it just is another part of place for public art. We only have one here in the city. And David talked to, we have a source for maybe if you decide to take if an artist decides to take one of their artworks and have it transferred to a wrap, and then they can wrap the box so it's easier to do. And so we do have a source for that at this point, but we need people to.
Is there an
apply.
application process?
There's an application process. It goes to both PG&E and then the city. But the PG&E just basically says, yeah, sure, as long as they have to approve the artwork. So there's a submission of which box, the size of the box, what the artwork's going to look like on the box.
So do you do a thumbnail of that?
There's a form. There's a form for it. You have to come to the city and get it, and then decide what you want to do. And then it gets approved by us and then city council again, and then the person does it. Now it is at the cost of the individual, and we're not paying for that out of the city, but it is a cost. But it's a place for an artist to get their work out.
Would you like that to come back on your next agenda?
Yes,
Maybe
please.
the application.
Revisit the application and so on. What do you think? Okay. Okay, do we have any other reports from the administration? No? Committee reports? Or is there something that the commission would like to add to any of our discussion? Should we look at the backlog? Because I didn't see it listed here. Our backlog. Is this backlog more informational, or we were supposed to go over this time?
I just it was on the Parks Commission agenda, and so I had also just brought it for your guys' reference.
Okay,
it has not been updated since the last meeting.
Okay, well, let's just use it. We'll go over it because we've discussed some of the items on here. We've discussed in this list. So we'll forego reading through this backlog, and we'll look at it for next time. And if we've discussed it, you can update it from the discussions we've just had. Okay, is there anything else? Is there anyone out there wishes to say something? No? You good? And if you are interested in doing, applying for the NOFA, it is, again, encouraged to come to the workshop because, again, there is a process. You have to fill out the paperwork, and the paperwork needs to be done in a way that we can accept it. So it has to be complete. Anything else? I heard it. No?
An inhale? No. So just announcement from the commissioners, just current events. We had a nostalgia art show for the artists of Rivertown, and the judging has been completed, and we got the first place winner sitting there, Jill Ferris.
She won, so we can clap for her.
And so, artists of Rivertown are having, we sponsor a contest and promote just some of my excitement in the arts. So that was our second contest. We also had one that had to do with what was it, the landscapes in Oroville, and it was a water contest, and that was made possible by the Kinwet Corporation.
And I won.
And yeah, our glorious chairman here was the winner. So.
So anyway, there are groups that are working to increase the arts, awareness of the arts, and have been working for a long time without recognition. So that's what we're hoping to do, is start recognizing the groups and the individuals that are helping our city become more of an arty place. Is there anything else? Good. Okay, well, we will adjourn then.
I didn't, no.